So the subject, as you see, is drawing topographic map profiles, the view from the side. Sometimes you want to see what the topographic map, one section of the topographic map might look like from the side, a profile of it, thus topographic map profile. And what would happen is that you would see on the map a point that might be labeled A, and another point that might be labeled B, and a line drawn between them, connecting the points. And that line would pass over topographic lines. And each one of these lines, or contour lines, I should say, each one of these contour lines would obviously be another elevation. And what you can do is transfer the information from the intersection between each contour line and your AB transect. You can transfer that information to a grid, and on that grid you can draw a very nice side view. So let's see how that works. Now I have a nice grid upon which I could put my side view from the transect I find cutting across a topographic map. So now let's draw a little topographic map, a little fictional map on the top here, and transfer the information from that onto our grid. So now I have my grid with some kind of a little contour map, topographic map of an area with a brook, Booker Brook, 10-foot intervals between each line, and one line is an index contour because it's labeled, in this case with a 0. At that point, you can assume that the area into which Booker Brook is flowing is the sea, because it's at sea level. It could be a lake at sea level, but chances are it's the sea. And with 10-foot intervals, we can then know that we're going up from 0 to 10 to 20 to 30 to 40. And over here from 0 to 10 to 30 to 10 to 20 to 30 to 40. What we would now add to this map, or what we would find on the map, would be a transect that would pass through the map from a particular point, and in this case we'll leave our point here, A, and we'll make a second point here. No, we'll go a little further out. Second point here, although I think that'll be a little bit too, no, we'll make it here to here, B. And that's our transect. We want to know what this line looks like from the side, so that we have a sense of the shape of the land, the topography of the land, the relief of the land. That's actually a new word. Relief means how does the land change up and down over space. Now, we're not really done with our grid yet, because now we've indicated that our grid is going to start at 0 and it's going to go up in 10-foot intervals. So we want to label our grid starting at 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70. We don't need all that, obviously, but we have it. The next part is to transfer the information of transect AB onto the grid. Now you find a piece of paper and some scissors and cut a narrow length. You don't have to do this. You can just put the edge of a full sheet of paper, but this is somewhat economical and maybe neater. So you take the edge that you've cut, the straightest edge here, and you place it along your transect line A to B. And what you're going to do is every single time you cross a contour line, a spaghetti line, you're going to make a mark on that piece of cut paper. So I'm going to begin with A, marking where that is, and then I'm going to put a mark at each contour line I cross. Now, one of the things that is a rule here is that we are not going to make a line at Booker Brook. We're not going to put a tick mark. These are, I call these tick marks. We're not going to put a tick mark for Booker Brook. But we can mark it, we can label it on our grid later, but we're not going to include it because it's not an elevation. It's a brook. Now we have two here going over this second hill, and we have one here, and that's our last one. So we're going to move from A to B, and now we have to figure out what elevations they are. So it looks like this is 0, 10. This first one that we cross must be 20. So we can label these now. Lay it back down so that it's on it. I didn't mark my B. Let me mark my B. And let's label them. And it's best if it's often best to turn it sideways at this point so that you can get, you have enough room. So my first one is 20 feet, 30 feet, then 30 feet again. I'm writing it sideways, you see. Then I'm going downhill, so I'm back at 20. And now I'm at 10 again. 10 again, I cross the brook, but I don't mark the brook on this. I'm now going uphill, 20, 30, I cross 40 twice. And then I go back down to 30. And that's the end. Now I take this and I put it on my grid. And I begin to mark. My first point is somewhere between 10 and 20. So I can make a mark there on my A is anywhere between 10 and 20. But my second point is actually 20. So I go up and put a mark on 20. I go up to 30. I go up again to 30. Now I'm at 20. I go to 20. I'm going downhill. Now I'm at 10. I'm crossing the brook. I can label that. I'm at 10 again. Up to 20. Up to 30. Oh! Pardon me. That was a boo-boo. I got so excited. Up to 20. Up to 30. Up to 40. And this 40 is relatively close to the next one. You can't just put these anywhere you want on the grid. You have to make sure that they represent the distance between the spaghetti contour lines that you have marked on the transect. And then finally back down to 30, and then we go out anywhere we want between 20 and 30. And I apologize for my little boo-boo here. And there's another little thing that's very important. So we now connect the dots with a smooth curved line. And at our highest elevation, we don't go across the 30, we go above it, because this line, this space between 30 here and 30 here can be anywhere between 30 and 40. So we make a little rounded curve above the 30, then go back down. And we do not go across straight, because that brook could be down around 5 feet above sea level. We don't know for sure. So we go under the 10, back up to the 10, 20, 30, and then we go over our 40 with a little loop, always over or under, and then out. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your contour profile. I hope that has helped.